It is extremely important to me that the stories we share are authentic and that we strive to tell both perspectives. I've been a local to this remarkable island 3 times and a tourist too many times to count. Our Home Your Holiday celebrates Aruba. There's a reason why Arubans are so patriotic, and there's a reason why visitors keep coming back. Let's dive into the elements that makes Aruba our home and the perfect holiday. Let's talk about being kind during the holiday season. Meet Lala, Isa, and Joey Arends. They are siblings who carry out a very important act of kindness every December, left by their late mother, Joren Arends. Fundación Joren Arends takes up to 25 underprivileged children to go shopping and have lunch one day a year around Christmas time.
We approached a school in Aruba and we talked to them to see, how can we help with all the families that are in need. And then working together with the school, we started the project Playing Santa. And that's, in a nutshell, is we take the kids shopping for stuff they need, also toys, gifts and everything. And then we take them out to lunch, and then they take them back to school.
Joey says this special day is dedicated to a specific group of kids who have limited resources. But on this day, many of these children are thinking about ways to make others happy.
You go back to the basics with a lot of these kids. You just take them because depending on a budget, for example, they have so much to spend on clothes, they always get toys. And the amazing thing you always hear is like all those kids, they have like a budget and they're like too ashamed to ask for a lot of things. And you're like, come on, do it. It's a different mentality for them. And I always hear too, every kid goes, hey, I want to buy this for my brother. I want to buy this for him. So even there you see that they think about their own family. Oh, my mother would like this, something along those lines. And we always try to keep, let's get everything essential that you need first. And then of course, we get some toys, you can get some gifts, everything. But it's amazing how they don't think about themselves. It's just, I need this, but I know my brother would like this, and that for me was the most amazing thing I hear of how they react to, having that privilege to just buy some things,
When Joren first set out to do this, her goal was to give to children during the magical holiday season. She started organizing the concept of Playing Santa all on her own and was successful with it. Mrs. Arends passed away in 2017, and this good deed of bringing underprivileged children joy has not stopped. It is now carried on by Joren's children and family members.
She's always had a soft spot for kids. She was so excited when she had her first grandson. It was like the world to her. So you could see she's always had that soft spot for children, and it's always been, when she started this, it's always been, okay, what kids can we help? It's all about the kids. That's her main focus. Yes.
There's no doubt about it, Joren is certainly the original Santa in the project Playing Santa. But now it gives Joey and his sisters, plus their family, a new meaning and purpose to keep up with the mission every year.
For me, it's always keeping the legacy of my mother alive, pretty much. For me, that's the main reason why I think we should continue with this, because it was always her dream, her passion. She wanted to do this on her own, and now that she's not with us anymore, it's always great to keep that going. And I mean, of course, it's always nice to help out others that don't have the same resources as everyone. But for me personally, it's that direct link to what my mother started and what I want to continue forever to keep her legacy alive.
Let's get back to the word kind and being kind. Joey says his mother radiated kindness her whole life.
Kind to everybody. I've never met one person that has told me one bad thing about my mother. And it's always been, to me, growing up at home, it's always all my friends, everybody. She would love people at the house. So everything, we always talked about we go to school, there's like 7 kids that come by after school to my house, and everybody was like, man, people would go crazy. My mom loved it, and she'd always buy juice, she'd always buy food, everything for everybody, and so she's always been that kind person. And when she passed away, I got a lot of messages from like kids from like way that I haven't heard from in years, and say, "Oh, mom, can't believe it. Your mother was always so kind," and it's always that word "kind." So that's the first thing that comes to my mind when I think about my mother.
Jeren's kindness has resulted in a tangible act of kindness that serves the community of Aruba throughout the year, including the holiday season.
Yes, Gaita means everything, because without a group of Gaita, you don't feel like it's Christmas here in Aruba.
Yuka is referring to this. The big ensemble in purple you see in this clip is Gaita. Gaita is a holiday musical tradition and rhythm that Aruba adopted from Venezuela. Many musicians and families on this island feel the music of Gaita is synonymous to the Christmas season. Yuka says Aruba proudly adopted the tradition from Venezuela, and it has certainly become part of the island. With songs being in Papiamento and the lyrics describing what the holiday celebration looks like on this island of Aruba, Gaita embodies a lot of what Christmas is like right here.
And for us, it means everything, because it's most like Christmas songs. We have also the lyrics in Papiamento that are of the joy, bringing happiness. It's about eating the food that we eat, the celebration that we have here in Aruba, and also you have more like for the baby Jesus that is coming, and yes, that's so it's like everything.
Cuando voy a Maracaibo y empezó a pasar el puente, siento una emoción tan grande que se me nubla la mente. Siento nudo en la garganta y el corazón se me salta. Sin darme cuenta.
Since the age of 6 years old, Yuka has been involved with Gaita. It's a family affair in her case. Yuka would argue if there's no Gaita, then the holidays would definitely not be the same at all to her and to her musicians and bandmates.
I used to live in the Netherlands like for 4 years, and it was really hard because I didn't have the gaita, I didn't have the group, I didn't have the ayaka. You know, we have everything, like it's from Venezuela, but we took it over and it's like ours right now here in Aruba. So like the food, my family, and I really miss the music of gaita. So it was really hard.
The feeling of Gaita brings unity, and the feeling plus energy the music brings during this time of year is infectious.
My favorite thing about Gaita is when we come together as one group and we bring the joy, the happiness, the positivity, the good vibe and energy. Through your music, you can give it to the people, and you will see the people also getting together or coming together, and with their children, with the family, and to see the group of Gaita. And it's beautiful to see everybody coming together and singing along also. That's a beautiful thing that Gaita brings us together, like the Arubian people.
Yuka said there used to be many more Gaita groups, and now there are only a handful. So she urges the community to keep loving the rhythm and music in order to keep it alive.
But yeah, we have to maintain it. So yeah, it's ours.
I've been waiting all year for Oli Ballin. I don't need them, but I want the Oli Ballin.
Oli Ballin? That's how I say it?
Oli Ballin. Well, this is a local tradition here in Aruba every December. Oli Ballin.
Now that we have an idea of how to say Oli Ballin and got a sense of the excitement for it, let's get cooking. Here we are blending the Oli Ballin mix, flour, and dry active yeast, plus some water. Raisins will get added to this particular batch. The stop that we are filming at today offers 3 different kinds. They have plain, raisins, and chocolate. According to Harley, a bag of Oli Bollen mix can make up to 300 of the delicious sweet treats. After everything is mixed together, we let the dough rest. Then, voila! By letting the dough rest, it allows for it to rise. You can tell here that it's risen a bit. It is a 2-person job to hoist the batter up to pour into this machine, which is called the hopper, a piece of equipment from the Netherlands. Then the hopper gets to work. A lot of work. 2 at a time, the hopper plops out the perfectly rounded Oli Bollen, which in English directly translates to oily balls. Now the name makes a lot of sense considering the cooking process. So we let oil and heat do its jobs. While cooking is in process, you have to pay attention to continuously churn the crates accordingly to make room for new balls being dropped and to take out the ones that are done. Once the treats are nice and fried, they need to rest for a minute for the excess grease to drain. Then they are ready to be served, but there is something else needed to complete the Oli Bollen experience.
We always ask them if they like powdered sugar. And we would either give them a little or a lot, because some of them love powdered sugar, and they say that this what gives them the kick that they like. This is what they look forward to every year, so I don't think it's gonna get old ever.
With the popularity of Oli Bollen during this time of year, with locals and tourists alike, shoppers are constant. The batch is ready for those in the holiday spirit and those with a sweet tooth. What does it really mean though when a shopper who lives in Aruba brings a bag full home to friends and family?
It's part of the Christmas season. It's part of the family tradition, so you can buy it, go home with it, make a nice cup of coffee or a nice cup of tea, and just enjoy with the family.
Yeah, it's a tradition, and I've been doing it from it passed from my parents, and then I pass it over to my family.
It's something about Christmas, the season to eat Oli Bollen, and it's a tradition. So I'm here to buy some.
I mean, we just meld it with the Canadian traditions and some of the Aruban traditions to try to make it an international holiday.
To locals, these round treats are meaningful. It brings joy into the household and also represents the most wonderful time of year is upon us. For tourists, it satisfies their palates but also adds to their holiday while visiting our home. When it comes to embracing local foods and what a destination has to offer, Jinjin Zhang from Delaware said it best.
I think one thing that Anthony Bourdain used to say that you want to get out of the beaten path and go to this little place and try the food that locals will eat. And that's really the pleasure of the travel.
We know almost nothing about it. We bought the Oli Bollen with chocolate.
And
we had
delicious.
them. Yes, we had them the other day, and they were delicious. So we decided to grab some more.
Now, do you know that it's part of the holiday tradition here on the island?
We were not aware of that.
Nope. This is our first visit to the island.
Yes.
So you were just coming here because it's tasty?
Yes, extremely.
We love the fact that when we come here around Christmas time, it just feels different. All the Christmas musics and the Christmas trees, but everything is still themed with Aruba and the water and the beach. And so it's double happy.
It's nice to celebrate the holidays. It's a little odd for us to even be thinking about the holidays because where we're from, it's 40 degrees right now. And
yeah.
Here it's, sunny and
beautiful.
So it's a little hard to think about the holidays at that moment. But, it is nice to see what other people do around the holidays and what kind of treats they have.
We want to try the local food as much as we can. And I think it's brought out the culture of a different country.
We've seen how these deep fried sweets are made. We know that this is definitely part of the local holiday tradition here. And we know visitors of the island see this as part of experiencing something cultural. But let's get into what the Oli Bollens taste like.
A fantastic soft donut, but it's better than a donut.
I would describe it as sort of a cross between an Italian zeppoli and a beignet.
It reminds me of this French pastry, but of course it's Italian, so it's very different. But it reminds me of this French pastry we have in Louisiana.
French pastry.
You know the...
beignet.
Beignets.
Beignet, yes.
That's how I see them.
Absolutely delicious.